Today we're playing some very flashy artifacts.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing as few colors as possible with Liberator, Urza's Battlethopter. It's a boat with Urza's face on it and it flies. It is a 3-mana 1/2 with flash and flying, and it lets me cast other colorless and artifact spells with flash too. And if those spells happen to be bigger than Liberator by power versus mana value, Liberator grows! What are the key cards in this deck? Well, we're an artifact deck, so we really like to discount our artifacts or make them bigger. But the real key tech is when it comes to the big discounts. Things like Ugin, the Ineffable, who makes our colorless spells cost 2 less. Spells like Forsaken Monument that essentially double our mana, make our creatures bigger, and gain us life. It's absolutely insane card, by the way. We've also got some cards that are just very, very good when it turns out your deck is entirely artifacts, like Karn. That -2 ability can really add up. Even though we do have some planeswalkers, the Immortal Sun gets us more mana, gives us bigger creatures, and we're playing some really expensive colorless things like Ulamog, Kozilek, and Portal to Phyrexia. These all add up, but only if we can ramp to them. So our 2-drops and 3-drops are full of colorless ramp. A personal favorite of mine would be Palladium Myr, because hey, tapping for 1 mana is cool, but tapping for 2 mana is even cooler, because there's a bit of a lack of removal when it comes to colorless decks. We also have things like Argentum Masticore in the works, and of course those big expensive things like Cityscape Leveler or Meteor Golem to clean up our opponent's messes. So let's go take our boat into the queue and see what colorless can do. Zuri, Stalker of the Spheres and Master Proliferator. Zuri is going to be probably playing a lot of things that either use +1/+1 counters or are planeswalkers and use loyalty, which can be proliferated. We have ramp in our opening hand, which is exactly what we want to see. We have a threat, Traxos, Scourge of Krug, and we're going to have some fun with it. Burnished Hart, by the way, is very cute because it just gets you more basics. That's why you need those wastes. Hello there, Azuri. Azuri is not probably going to come out that early. Typically, when you're playing Azuri, you want to pay all 7 mana in order to both get the creature out and proliferate twice, draw the card, and accelerate whatever you happen to have on the board. Okay, well, they're ramping too. I see an Armored Scrap Gorger out. I have the choice here between the Liberator or Traxos, and I'm gonna go for Traxos. Scourge of Krug. I actually have a card that specifically works great with Traxos, the Voltaic Servant. Not only will it untap Traxos when it's cast, because it's a historic spell, it will also untap it at the end of my turn. Well, hello to very Master of Time. Probably going to be phasing out my Traxos. They're thinking very hard about the card they want to draw and discard. Though Traxos is huge and I could use it to attack face, I think it's going to be more important that I actually start aiming it at things like Teferi. So even though this has flash, they're tapped out. We're going to cast Traxos. Or cast Liberator to untap Traxos. Then attack with Traxos. Let's see, does it get phased out? So this card does not exist, so there's no reason for me to cast Voltaic Servant right now. It wouldn't untap it. So I'm just going to hold on to this. Mycosynth Gardens, by the way, does let me clone some of my artifacts, which does get cute. This is a very good land for artifact decks like this one. They've got 4 mana, a Planeswalker. Make it 5 mana now. Scrap Gorger's able to eat up a card from the graveyard. Yum, 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 yum. Thinking. You know what? Thinking's great. I'm not going to say I do much of it, but Each to their own. Alright, Jugon defends the temple, getting themselves a human token. They'll also be getting +1/+1 counters on some creatures, and then flipping this over to make a very vicious flyer that buffs up other creatures soon. You sure are ramping. And that's their turn. Here comes the Voltaic Servant. Liberator grows, and we are back in business. I'm going to play this land and then get the Tome of Legends out. I want the Tome of Legends out before I attack because it will trigger off of Liberator. Let's go to combat, and I am going to swing Traxos in all of its beautiful trampoly glory at Teferi. They draw, they discard, but they don't dare block. And I don't know how many counterspells their deck is running. I found that when I was playing Uzuri, I had to keep adding more counterspells because of how powerful the deck can be, just so it would stand a good chance when I was matching up. It is a question of, while they're tapped out, do I want to be playing some of these cards, or do I want to wait? I kind of want to deal more damage, but I don't feel like I'm in a rush. A little less damage to the face, that is fine. We're going to untap Traxos, so we have a powerful blocker. Very powerful blocker. And by the way, this is a construct, a Thopter, and a construct. We have nothing for our Animal Sanctuary. I love that Animal Sanctuary can go into this deck, though. Ooh, a Labyrinth of Scophos. They can use that. We also have one here to remove a creature from combat. They've got up to 7 mana now if they want to start proliferating. Tekathol to double their proliferates. Pass to attackers. Nothing is attacking. I'm going to go for Nettle Cyst. Get my Liberator a little bit bigger. Get myself another big creature. This will have a power toughness equal to the number of artifacts I control, which is a bunch. Nice, and I drew a Planeswalker. Karn, Scion of Urza. They have enough mana and enough counters if they want to make Tekathol indestructible. I do like that I can give Karn Flash here. That's very useful. Very, very useful ability. I'm going to go to combat and swing in with Traxos and the Phyrexian Golem here. Let's see if they go for an indestructible Tekathol. The Scrap Gorger is almost got enough oil on it to get its buff. If they proliferate, they absolutely will. But they might remove those oil counters, since having a 3/3 is not that big against something like Traxos. Though it has a +1/+1 counter, which they can extremely proliferate next turn using Tekathol and Uzuri. Tekathol now indestructible. Boop, bonk. And I think I am going to play Karn. I am very aware I am doing this at sorcery speed, but the purpose of this is because I want to actually be able to activate Karn. If I play it on their turn, I don't get to activate it. Oh, I see 2 very nice cards. Forsaken Monument and Karn. Now, Forsaken Monument is the card I want. This card is one of the best cards for this deck, and I'm going to say it is going to win us some games. All right, I'll untap my Guardian Idol. Sure, that gives me a bit more mana. That lets me play Burnished Hart or play the Hangarback Walker and also draw a card off Tome of Legends. Now they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. With this much mana, they could play Uzuri, give them a +1/+1 counter, proliferate twice, which actually proliferates... Would that be 4 times? And there is quite a bit that could happen. Also, they would be proliferating the indestructible counter. Not that that means much. Oh, no, it looks like they're not going to go for Azuri this turn. Instead, cultivating. I'm gonna search for some basics. Oh, and Kiora, who can untap either a land or a creature. Will also be drawing them cards. Okay, Labyrinth of Scophos. 1, 2, 3 mana. They can't activate that. Go to attacks. We've got blockers. And before the end of the turn, we're going to use our nice little flash ability on Liberator to get the Burnished Hart out. Ooh, a Blast Zone. I already know what I'm getting, though. I'm using Karn's minus ability to get the thing with the silver. It's going to be Forsaken Monument. I know I can cast it with flash. It does not matter. They'll know I have it. I'll know I'll have it. And we're going to start swinging. Everybody in. Going straight for face. And we have 4 mana here. We can also grab more land, so they'll come in tapped off the Burnished Hart. Nettle Cyst being blocked by the indestructible Tekuthal. Volt Servant. They've got a bit of a free block there. They took the oil off of the Scrap Gorger for Tekuthal. This is a lot of damage going in. They better have something else here. A fog, maybe? Or it's just a lethal swing. Liberator was also coming in. Traxos with 9 trampling damage. They could have blocked with the Remnant of the Rising Star. They didn't. And that's a nice game win for colorless artifacts. Reginald is playing Demons, Devils, Imps, and Tieflings with Raphael Fiendish Savior. I've got 4 lands, some 3s, 4s, and 7 cost things in hand. I would have liked to have some ramp, but I still think that this is keepable. So I'm going to keep this hand. We also have utility among our lands. We've got the ability to remove creatures from combat. Though, typically, we will not be able to activate this just because it's so expensive. We've got Inventors Fair, which can gain me life and tutor for an artifact. Blinkmoth Nexus, which can attack or defend, I suppose. And we've got Animal Sanctuary to put +1/+1 counters on our snake. It's important. It's important that we have this in the deck. Emergent Zone, giving things flash. Now, I actually can animate this and attack them. But I think that it is too risky, and I'm not going to do it. If they had something like Fatal Push, Cut Down, etc., they would be able to just chop my little Blinkmoth Nexus to bits, and that would make me sad. Ooh, card draw, the Phyrexian Arena. They'll be dealing damage to themselves. Well, I'm going to be gaining life. And I'm also going to be passing the turn because I would like to take advantage of Liberator's Flash and get this into play on their turn to avoid any sorcery speed removal. Spawn of Mayhem. Ooh, that is a big, big flying critter. I have a little flying creature, but my flying creature can get bigger over time. Traxos is going to be a nice card, so I'm just going to chill here. I'm just vibing. Me and my Battlethopter. Sort of in Frontier, by the way. Sort of Mountain Dew and Doritos. Does have protection from red. Or gives me protection from red, which is 50% of my opponent's colors. not bad. In comes the Spawn of Mayhem. I'm not dealing with that. We take it, and we flash out Traxos, Scourge of Krug. This is a big old contract. Oh, they blow him a kiss. I think somebody out here likes Traxos. It's me. I like Traxos. I'm going to play the Sword of Forge and Frontier. I'm playing it right now so I can get it equipped onto Traxos so I can swing in for 9 damage, which they cannot block. It's also going to exile 2 cards. It's going to let me play an extra land this turn. Let's go for the one I just exiled. Sadly, we are going to lose Ulamog. Goodbye, Ulamog. It's cool seeing you. Raphael. Giving lifelink to the Spawn of Mayhem is kind of cool because it does deal damage to both players to gain life at the start of turn. I like it. I like it. Raphael's very cool. It's nice to see a lord, a creature that helps support. But what I'll say is like a pretty niche set of creature types. This is from the Battle for Baldur's Gate. Oh, Dark Ritual. What are you casting that costs that much mana? Ah, Demon Lord Belzenlock, leaving open 2 mana. I wonder what that's for. I hope it's not an Abrade. They got Extinction Event and Scourge of the Skyclaves. Well, you could play Scourge of the Skyclaves, but it would die. These are some big demons. Yeah, y'all are kind of scary, huh? I see. I will gain a life. And then I will sneeze. Ooh. Ooh. I gotta blow up a demon, don't I? I'm gonna blow up Demon Lord Belzenlock because he's scary and big. I'm going to swing in for 9. You get that big old fancy exile and play my extra land for the turn. Unfortunately, both of these are just going to go away because I cannot afford to cast them. I think I'm going to sneeze again. I hate this. Stop! Liberator is now big enough to block Raphael. I see that Extinction Event. Let's see, we've got a 4 cost, 5 cost, 0 cost, 7, 4, and 3. Be good variety of odds and evens for both players. Scourges of Skyclaves now can come out. They could actually... Ooh, they could kick the Scourge. I think they might have a way to win. We both lose some life. They've got a nice 14-14. That's got lifelink. Nah, no big deal. In comes everybody. If I block there, I die. If I block here, I also die because this deals damage on death. Good game, Raphael. That one last damage. Time to finish me off. Ding! Hawkmoon is playing Velomachus. This is a dragon that casts spells when it attacks. I'm going to keep this. We've got some ramp, and we've got a spider. But this spider is not big enough to block this dragon. This has Flying Vigil as haste. It's a 5/5, and when it attacks, you look at the top 7 cards of your library, and you may cast an instant or sorcery with a mana value less than or equal to Velomachus's power. There's a small chance that this deck is a Dragon's Approach deck, because I have seen Velomachus Dragon's Approach before. But I really don't know what to expect other than burn. Because, well, they're Boros. Alright, we've got our nice little hand here. I'll give them a hello while we wait. They also, by the way, they are using lightning bolts and Aurelia. This person's got a theme. They know what's up. Just keep emoting. Ah, it's my turn! Buried Ruin. Look at me brings back artifacts. Yay! Animal Sanctuary. It's just fun. Hope of Ghirapur. It can stop them from casting those pesky instants and sorceries and planeswalkers. They're ramping too. Do I want to go for Liberator? Well, I'll start with an attack. I have to decide. Yeah, okay. I think I know what I want to do. I want to get weird with it. So Retrofitter Foundry. Not only does it create tokens for me, it also lets me sacrifice Thopters, like my commander, and like Hope of Ghirapur, to create 4/4s. Ta-da! It's a construct! It's a big one. And it's going to attack in, but first, just to buff up Liberator, we're going to ramp, and ramp some more. We also have 1 mana here, so I could sacrifice a servo, which I do not have. That's not that helpful, is it? I don't think I have a servo. It's sacrifice Liberator. Again, does not do anything. Move my commander to the command zone. Yep, well, they had a board wipe. That's what I get for committing to the board at sorcery speed, right? I will gain 2 life. And I will play Karn, a Scion of Urza. Now, let's see. We've got lots of choices here. We could plus go for some card advantage. I like that. Some Karn advantage. Would you like to give me Kozilek or Mechagodzilla, the Crystalline Giant? They chose Mechagodzilla. And here he is. Looking good, sir. I wonder what I'll roll. Going to crew anyway, since we do want to attack in for 5. What do you got? Oh, okay. +1/+1 counter. +1/+1 is nice against a red-white deck because there's a good amount of red removal that deals 3 damage. I see you eyeing my beautiful artifacts. Please do not hurt them. They are mine and I love them very much. I think they might be counting my mana. Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 if you count the waste in my hand, which is just short of playing Kozilek, the Great Distortion. This is a good card, though. It also refills my hand, which is pretty sweet. It gives me counter spells. Well, it turns my spells into counter spells. Kozilek's really cool. While you eye my beautiful artifacts and destroy them! You monster. You monster. Karn, find me some more cool stuff. Ooh, I love Steel Overseer. That's a cool card. We got Scavenger Grounds. I'll play that. Ugin is going to discount my beautiful colorless spells. I'm going to plus and create. Ta-da! A spirit. And that spirit has, oh my god, Mystic Forge and Ugin is like the perfect storm. I love this combination of cards. Please kill this spirit. Please kill this spirit so I can get this Forge onto the battlefield and start going absolutely bonkers. You know you want to. You know you want to let me play all the cards off the top of my deck. Free Volt Servant. Very nice. I'm going to plus the Ugin. Give me my spirit. It is snowing outside where I am right now. It's very dramatic looking. And now, give me my Kozilek! I would like Kozilek. Thank you. I'm going to play this Waste. And then we're going to Go to combat! Go to okay, yeah, they have 3 mana and something's holding priority. I have no idea what it is, though. We attack in for 2, and then we pass the turn because we have things that we can do at instant speed. We got Liberator and the Voltaic Servant, which we can follow up. We also have a bit of utility in our lands, but I don't think we're going to end up using it. They have tons of mana. I see that key to the archive. Oh, Desparky! I have enough mana to cast these, even without the discount from Ugin. So, R.I.P. Ugin. Making that Kozilek cost more again. Darn. And here comes Velomachus! Hello, Velomachus! I assume you attack Karn. Alright, I'm going to see what they get out of these spells. A Braid. Okay, they can destroy an artifact or a creature. Looks like they're going for the Power Stone. That's cool. I'm going to remove Velomachus from combat. Hello, Foundry Inspector. I could plus, I could minus, I could use the other minus. I'm just going to use a regular old plus here. Do what I can get. Ah, it's a land or land. I think they'll give me the Emergent Zone over Inventors Fair. Oh, they gave me Inventors Fair. Alright. Here's the Foundry Inspector. And here's me passing the turn. Just want to get that sweet discount active. This is not an artifact, by the way. This is a colorless Eldrazi, so it is not being discounted. Looks like they whiffed. Could have flashed this out to block, but I really don't think card needs that. Ah, you have Vecna! Ah, some card draw. Thought about putting that in this deck, but I was like, ha, 2 life! Not in your life. They do have this Cave of the Frost Dragon they could animate. Play a land. They've got 3 cards in hand. Loads of mana. Ah, dang. Okay, well, this will gain them some life, which is too bad. I was hoping I could maybe smack them down a little bit here, but I have to take advantage of this discount right now. So I will, and so I do. Liberator and Voltaic Servant coming on out. Do you have removal for my Liberator? Okay, he's not that good, so I'm fine with that. I mean, he's cool. Ooh, Murex. This makes mites. There's nothing among these that I feel like I really need to go for, so I will plus. Scrap Trawler or a Mech Hanger. I think you give me the land. Maybe they don't give me lands because of the Kozilek? I'm actually not entirely sure. I'm going to play the Murex over Kozilek. And I'm going to go take a look at this. Think about swinging in. Not swinging. Pass the turn. Yeah, sure. Untap yourself. Have fun, sweetie. I am not playing, by the way, artifact lands. There are some that you can legally put into this deck. I just chose not to. I find that a lot of the ones, except for the ones with Indestructible, get removed, and land destruction feels bad. Ah, Dragon's Fire directly onto Karn, dodging the Labyrinth of Scophos, because they did see me do that to them before. They swing in, let's see what they get. Swords to Plowshares on my Voltaic Servant. How sad. Bye, little Volt Serve. Past the blockers, I sure don't have those. I'd rather replay the Liberator. then remove that from combat. Keep getting my funny little guy out here. Here's the Liberator. Are you going to kill it again? Man, this Liberator is not long for this world, huh? Bodie McBoatface now costs almost as much as Kozilek, the Great Distortion. Which is fine and normal and great. So here's Kozilek. I have much fewer than 7 cards in hand, so even if this gets countered by, say, a Mana Tithe, I will still refill my hand. Oh, what beautiful cards I have. Oh, what beautiful cards I have. Hi. You gonna exile this? Kill it? Unlike Ulamog, this is not indestructible. Kozilek the Great Distortion is, however, a 12/12 with Menace that I can use to counter spells by discarding things. So I can discard 0, 4, 2, 5, 8, or 4. Numbers. Revitalize. I actually do think it's worth countering that Revitalize, so I'm going to. I'm going to counter Revitalize with this Myr Convert. I don't want you gaining that life, because I want to hit you with Kozilek. Hopefully they do not have 2 cost removal. No, a Day of Judgment, though. Well, thankfully I do have some 1, 2, 3, 4 drops that I could put in your way. I think I'm going to go with the Cosmos Elixir here. A little slow for the situation we're in. That board wipe, looking pretty. Mana Geo! Okay, well, I'm not going to discard anything for the Mana Geo because I can't. They scry. Play a land. I'll go to combat, and I will attack. Gotta love Menace. Gotta love it. Flutterfox Versus is playing Goshentai of Life's Origin 5-color shrines. Now, 5-color shrines is going to be a bit of a difficult matchup for us, but I believe in the heart of the cards, and I believe in my extreme ramp that I've got in my opening hand. I love Palladium Myr, one of those cards that just gets you so much mana. Let's go ahead and keep this. We've got Inventors Fair, Labyrinth of Scophos, Zalfrin Void. I think I'll go for that turn 2 scry. I would rather not scry on turn 1 because I don't yet know what I need. Let's go for Inventors Fair. It's pretty. Kaladesh is a beautiful place. One of the few planes where I feel like you're not going to just die by showing up there. Okay, Stonecoil Serpent. They're actually probably not going to have that many multicolored things, so I'm okay with putting this on the bottom. And over the Mind Stone, I'm going to be playing Guardian Idol, because this comes into play tapped. I can play this and use its mana on the same turn it comes out. Black Market Connections. Ooh, I hope they pay the 6. Labyrinth of Scophos. Ghost Quarter. I'll play Ghost Quarter. I'm probably going to end up destroying that World Tree. But we're going to ramp. And ramp some more. So next turn I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Unless they do something about this. They only paid 1, 2, 6. Okay, nope, they paid all 6. Golos. Well, there's the 5-color stuff. Golos is going to grab a land. Give them some mana. When you're in 5 colors, you may as well play some of the 5-color good stuff, even if your deck does have a theme like Shrines. I gain a life because I have many artifacts. And... ooh, do I want to Thought-Knot them? Do I want to Think-Wink them? I think I'm going to play Liberator, Sorcery Speed, since I don't know what they're going to be doing. And then the Thought-Knot Seer. Take a little look at their hand. Just want to buff this up a bit. What do you got? Into the North. Greater Tanuki, and... ooh, that's a Heliod's Intervention. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of that. Go ahead and get rid of that. I don't, I don't particularly want my opponent to be able to destroy X artifacts. Artifact. A lot of artifact. They're 1 mana away from Golos's activation. They can now activate Golos. The World Tree is active, giving them all 5 colors, though I believe they have all 5 colors anyway. Especially with these treasures. Golos spins the wheel and finds Teferi's Protection, Brilliant Restoration, and the Kami War. Now, the Kami War is terrifying. The other 2 spells don't actually do anything. What are you going to take out? My Thought-Knot Seer? You draw a card. Okay, Liberator. Bye, Liberator. Teferi's Protection. Sure, they phased out and I can't touch them or their permanents. And, yeah, alright. And Brilliant Restoration because they can. Oh, cool. Mutavault and Crawling Barrens. Unfortunately, swinging in will not deal damage to them because their life total cannot change. I could tutor for an artifact, but I don't actually think that there's an artifact that would really help me here. Especially with the Kami War about to flip over. So I think what we do is we pass the turn. And we'll see what they bounce. Looks like it's going to be the Palladium Myr. I'm going to use the mana from it to flash out my commander, Liberator. Ta-da! I have to discard a card. I think Matter Reshaper. It's not doing anything for me here. The Kami War will, by the way, flip into a big scary dragon. It is worth fearing. Alright, so they got Onto Inversion. That destroys all non-land permanents. Overground Farmland and Overgrown Tomb. So 2 lands. And they destroy everything. I do not think they're going to cast that. Because they have a Golos. They have a Kami War. And so in the end step... Oh, nope, they're swinging in here. Oh, okay. Maybe they will cast it. Brave choice, with me having creature lands. Alright, nope, we go to the end step and I bring out the Nettle Cyst. It's actually probably smarter for me to do the mirror, but I know what I want. Sword Plowshares on Liberator. Rude. I wanted to put a Nettle Cyst on that. Move it to the command zone. We've got a living weapon. We gain a life. Like Steel Exemplars. Cute. Let's just start bringing some stuff out. How about Steel Exemplar? Yeah, I'll pay 5 colorless. That's all I have. And Palladium Myr. And we attack in with both. Now, this is a free block. This one isn't. This, by the way, when it comes into play, does make 2 blockers for them, which is pretty big. Okay, they let Golos die. They let Golos die? They must have a board wipe in hand. Supreme Verdict! Sure. This is going to deal at least 1 damage to them. They have enough mana if they want to play their commander. Looks like it's going to be Calyx instead. So Calyx can only exile creatures or enchantments. So I think we actually have this in the bag, since we have Crawling Barrens, and I believe enough mana to equip it with Analysis or Guardian Idol, same thing. Ah, Takasha's Dig Site. Let's animate the Guardian Idol. Give him a stick. And then swing in for 5. Good game. Goshen Tai, who apparently doesn't have shrines. Ah, rats. It's Karamonix, the Rat King. Now, this deck might be a little too slow at blocking to deal with the onslaught of Rat Colony. I'm going to keep this hand since it does have a 2-cost and 3-cost sort of creature that I can use to block the rats. They do go first, though, so their rats will be starting before ours. Mirrex will produce mites, by the way. These can't block. Snow-covered swamp. Perhaps a second land and then a rat? I don't know why they're thinking so hard. Maybe they also have a Thoughtseize and they're like, dang, I would really, really like to seize some thoughts and thought some seizes. But I'd also like to play a rat. Could have done that on turn 1, if you had it. Or maybe you disconnected. I think they disconnected. I think their game crashed. Okay. Oh, wait, nope, they're back. They were just thinking really hard about their rat colony. You know what? I think a lot about rats, too. All the time, every day. Here's a Myr Convert. Rat? Chat loves rats. Do you want to attack with the rat? I actually, by the way, may not block these early rats because we have this Sky Sovereign. And Sky Sovereign, as it turns out, really good against rats because it just blasts them for 3 damage over and over. Might not be able to crew it until we get something else out, but we can ramp really well with Key to the Archive or Mind Stone. Okay, there's 2 rats, and I think I'm gonna take this hit. And I think I'm going to intentionally pay 2 life to get in more ramp. Now, if there's a board wipe here, there's not. I will take it, but there's something else really good. Electrolyze. 2 damage split among targets, you say? Perhaps 2 rats? Each dealt 1 damage? Rat colony. We are gonna be taking a lot of damage here. Oof, ow, owie. That's a lot of rats. Nice, we did get a land, and I can go for this Sky Sovereign. But I think we're going to... No, I don't want to tap that. We're going to tap, tap, Mind Stone, and pass the turn. I want to get electric. Ooh, they're swinging in with the Faceless Haven, too. Let's just go ahead and show them. Whoop, whoop. Then we can pop these rats open. Go ahead and block. I can pay 2 life to get this Liberator out. And I think it's worth it, so I will. Risky, sure, but how can I resist paying Phyrexian mana today or any other day? I assume they're going to, by the way, play another rat since they have 2 mana. The perfect cost of a rat. See, we can play this with Flash. We can play any of these with Flash. We're just going to sit here. We're going to vibe. Do you play your Caramonics? Do you want to animate your Faceless Haven? Ah, here comes Caramonics. Going to look at the top 5 and get as many rats as they can into hand. 1. 1 rat? That's so few rats. That's so sad. They play their 1 solitary, sad little rat. And I'm going to destroy it. In a beautiful, fiery blast of fire. Yeah. Blast the rat. We could play, I don't know, Bankbuster. Maze Mind Tome, too. I probably should have done it in the other order. Doesn't matter. We're the real exterminators today. I don't know why I keep matching up against Goshen Tie of Life's Origin with this deck. I'm colorless. You are 5 colors. We are not the same. Well, I guess I'll play it, since if the matchmaker is determined to make me match against these players, we'll go for it. Hey, Mind Stone. That's not even an enchantment. That's an artifact. That's my thing. Well, Goshen Tie of Life's Origin. We'll see how many shrines you build. Chromatic Lantern. They have all of the colors and all of the ramp. And I have none of the ramp. Here's an Urza's Construction Drone. It's going to put Urza's Tron into my deck. The Mine, the Power Plant, and the Tower. Oh, Setessan Champion. And Enchantress is present, so this is a little bit bigger. I did end up getting a land there, that's good. I'm still going to swing in with the Construction Drone. Gets me another land. If I want to draw cards, Cosmos Elixir would be cool, but I'd rather get my big ol' ramp on with Key to the Archive. Let's see, we've got Day of Judgment, Demonic Tutor, and Regrowth. If I could search for anything against this deck, it might even be a board wipe. So I think I'll take Day of Judgment, and I'm going to discard the Myr Convert. Satyr Enchanter. This is going to draw them cards. So by the way, this does appear to be Shrines, or maybe just Enchantress, because they are going to draw 3 cards on the cast. Well, sorry, 2 on the cast, and then 2 on Enter the Battlefield, because the Shrine token enters the battlefield, and the Setessan Champion will trigger again. They swing in with the Champ. Mycosynth Gardens, very cool. I'm going to attack in with the Construction Drone. I really should have played the Tower, since I realize now, like, oh, I could set those up for the next few turns. This dies, that gets me the last of the lands in my hand. Looking good. Alright, so we now have the Urzatron in hand. And we're gonna go ahead and use this to blast the battlefield. There she blows. I think we'll just go ahead and play Liberator on their turn. Too many dang creatures. We're drawing too many dang cards. Okay, they're just sparking my Key to the Archive, my beautiful ramp. And Sanctum of All, not just a shrine, but the shrine. This is actually a very, very scary shrine, because it doesn't just get them more shrines, it will also eventually give them double triggers. Very quickly, in fact, with the Goshen Tie of Life's Origin. Sort of Body and Mind would mill them. Can this hit Graveyard? It can hit Graveyard. But I want to mill. I want to mill really bad. So I will. Sort of Body and Mind, equip it to the Liberator, and swing in for 4. This has protection from green and blue. Let's see what we have here. Honden of Seeing Wind. It's the only one I managed to mill. That's okay. Still happy to give myself more creatures. A wolf. Sanctum of Shattered Heights will be able to destroy Liberator. But first they need more shrines. This gives them 4 shrines total. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a Signet, a bit more ramp. Nice, a Sky Sovereign. Good to have. We're going to play another one of these lands. And I will attack in with the Liberator. In you go, sweetie. We mill. We get a wolf. But we have our real secret surprise in the Sky Sovereign. Because if they discard a land or shrine card to deal damage equal to the number of shrines to, say, Liberator, we can actually make Liberator bigger and reduce the number of shrines they have. Cool, that's the Sanctum of Calm Waters. That gives them 6 shrines, which means that they will start double triggering. Ocean Tie of Hidden Cruelty. Very much able to also kill things in end step. Now they have so many shrines. My god. And Hallowed Haunting. Ooh, that's going to make all their creatures have flying and vigilance. They go to combat. I'll play Sky Sovereign. I imagine they have, by the way, lands in their hand. Attack of the Shrines. They destroy Liberator! No! Move back to the command zone. Plastic Ocean Tie of Hidden Cruelty. Ah, but it has Indestructible! Did you tap out, though? 1 second. I have to see right here. They have no mana up, which means they cannot use this again. So I'm going to prevent some damage to my face by animating with this and blocking. Boop. Great block. They cannot pay the 1. Feels alright. I have to discard because they do not have a Reliquary Tower. Unlike us, we have a Reliquary Tower because we're awesome. I also have all the mana in the world, thanks to Urza's Mine. I think I'm going to start with Mystic Forge, since attacking in does not kill them right now. Even by, like, moving the Nettle Cyst over, or Tablet of Completion. I need something better than that. Just checking. Okay, it's just another land there. Swing in. Plastic Ocean Tie of Hidden Cruelty. This can't block, but these little guys can. The little guys block. They'll have all the cards in the world. This is a May ability, by the way, so you don't have to worry as much for them about just milling out at random. A living weapon. We tap this. And we pass the turn. Two wolves were driving a skyboat that was holding a sword. This is normal. Thanking of Stone Fangs is going to be gaining them a lot of life. Sanctum of Calm Waters doesn't even get to trigger because we're already dead. Ayula, Queen Among Bears and Lover of 2/2s. I'll keep this hand and we'll take a little look here of Ayula, who gives buffs to bears and lets bears fight. Really all that bears have ever wanted to do. Well, here comes the Retrofitter Foundry, the creator of servos, thopters, and constructs. Hello, Ayula. I hope that you do not fight my bears, though I feel like you probably will. Branching Evolution to put more +1/+1 counters. You get hit for 2. You create a 1/1. It's just a little guy. I'll attack in with it. Boop. End the turn. Bloodline Pretender. It is, in fact, a bear. Bear Force 1, operational. Getting 2 +1/+1 counters onto Ayula. They swing in. I could make a jump blocker. Or I could play Liberator. Liberator's like, what? What's happening? Excuse me? Don't question it, friend. Don't question it. I have a plan. Is it a good plan? Debatable. I'm going to just go ahead and pass the turn here. Since I suspect that they will be fighting with even more bears in this next turn coming up. Ravenous Pursuit. As they go to try and kill Liberator. Wait, I have to cast my spell first. I was going to go for Sword of Fortune Frontier or Traxos. Ooh, or Key. We have so many choices. I'm gonna go for Key. Keeley Archive. This gets bigger, it doesn't matter. You know, Claim could be pretty fun. Just to hit them with their own bear. Let's take it. And I'm going to drop the Ornithopter Paradise. We're going to now sacrifice Liberator to become the 4/4 we want to see in the world. Ta-da! I'm a 4/4! You have nothing to bite. And the Universal Automaton. Uh-oh! They're gonna fight. They fight my bear. This gets 2 +1/+1 counters from Branching Evolution. Oh no! Yay! We gained a life! Good job, us. At least we have loads and loads of mana. We can use some of that. Make a mighty, untapped Traxos, Scourge of Krug. Now, getting protection from green would be better if these also were not bears. Colorless bears. Oh, Blizzard Brawl for indestructible attacks we have to block. Well, it's time for us to start moving things around. I am going to claim the Bloodline Pretender. And we'll get down our Solemn Simulacrum. It ramps. Ramps very nicely. We get a waste. We'll attack. And you may be thinking, Amy, what could this possibly be that we care about? Well, it is a Thopter. That's right. Of course it's a Thopter. It always has been a Thopter. And not only is it a Thopter, it is a Thopter that has +2/+2 in protection from this bear. Green. Protection from green. The Great Henge. This is going to be some card draw for them. We gain a life. We stabilize. Slowly but surely, we'll get ourselves out of this mess. But we're also going to attack. They do not block with the Automaton. This will get me a trigger from the Sword of Mountain Dew and Doritos. We get lands. We get more lands. We can move the sword over to the Solemn Simulacrum. And then we can end the turn. With many a thing that we can trigger and create to hopefully survive the bears. Adaptive Automaton. Going to make things into bears, and also this is a bear. Now Eula can fight this, if she would like. Now it looks like they're just getting bigger, better, stronger. I will create a servo. For blockers. Block there, block there. And I could untap this to then sacrifice it, so I think I will. But why have a 1/1? And I could also have had a 4/4. I could have made that, but I realized after, oh, wait a minute. You know what I could use? I could use some unblockable damage. We're gonna swing in. Get our Mountain Dew, get our Doritos, and wow, what a good pull. Forsaken Monument is going to buff all these. It's going to essentially double my mana, too. We start pinging, we start swinging. We're going to scooch the Sword of Fortune Frontier onto this guy here. And then we will pass the turn, because, again, we can do things at instant speed thanks to Liberator. Titania's Command. Creating 2 bears and putting 2 +1/+1 counters onto their creatures. 2 bears means 2 fights. The +1/+1s are actually even bigger because of Branching Evolution. You gonna fight my Solemn Simulacrum? This is why we're doing things at instant speed, because otherwise they would have fought everything but this. They could still fight this, by the way, because this does not have protection from everything. Alright, we will, free this. Free our boy. Boy has been freed. We draw a card. Aw, the Burnished Hart! Now how do we want to use our horrendous amounts of mana? I untap. I create a servo. I untap again. I go to blocks. Block the green with the thing that survives it. Could also kill a Eula, but I feel like that does very little for me. And we sacrifice this. Make a little flyer. Bonk. Oh, protection, what a helpful thing to have. Access tunnel for unblockability. Oh, this is already unblockable, and I think we should go for it. I'm trying to think if we could get more damage here using any of the cards I have. Not really. In we go. Just with you, the construct. Touches Dig Site. Mirex. Let's start just getting some little buddies out here, maybe. Again, we do probably want to do it on their turn, though. Probably. We will be gaining life, by the way, when you cast colorless spells. I forgot to move the sword over, and you know what? That's fine. Oh, hey, Gorklaw. I feel like we only need to survive one more attack. Oh, whoops. Forgot the sacrifice. It's fine. That's a bear. Yeah, I was just so distracted by how beautiful Gorklaw is. She's a good bear. They attack. Liberator! Unleash! No, I specifically don't want you to use colored mana, actually. Sure, fine. Gaining lots of life. Gaining lots of life. I didn't quite order those in the right way. I don't really think it matters. Do I feel like fetching anything? Destroying anything? Floating all this mana. I want to use it. Okay, let's get some blockings in. How about you? You finish you off, or just tap and sacrifice. And you. No. Swap this. You go here. Sacrifice this to get some wastes. We will sacrifice a servo. Move my commander to the command zone? Sure want to. Ah, Professor Zoomy. Would you like one of your bears to fight one of my bears? This is wizard. I was about to be like, I wonder what your creature type is. It's wizard. That's a wizard. So great news, all of these are green. Hey, you're not even a bear! You're not a bear! You're just out here. You're just out here. Not being a bear. In we go. Very unblockable. Bit of flying. And we have defeated bears with a boat with Urza's face on it. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. As always, if you'd like to watch me record these episodes live, you should come on over to twitch.tv/Amazonian, where I stream almost every day, except for Tuesday. because Tuesdays are terrible and it's when I have to do paperwork and also edit Brawl Stars episodes. Very important stuff to do. So you should come on by, say hi, and also if you haven't seen it yet, you should go check out Tolarian Community College, because I was on a recent episode of Shuffle Up and Play. If you want to see me play real paper commander, I got to dig up Lord Windgrace and have a really, really, really good time with my big old cat and all my landfall triggers. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time on Brawl Stars.